So what we're going to be looking at today, just very quickly, is the demographic transition model. This model was created to show how countries change over time population-wise. The main thing we're looking at today is the overall population. This is just a graph that shows the total world population. What people think is that'll even out at about 10 million people, and we're going to discuss why that may be a little bit later. Just a couple quick facts about the demographic transition model. You can pause it here if you want to look a little bit more. It was developed in the early 1900s. It wanted to show why countries developed at a certain rate, but also why populations developed at a certain pace. Stage one is very simple. You have a very high birth rate and a high death rate. The population growth is also slow and fluctuating. You see this a lot with developing countries, what we consider third world countries. This can be a lot of different reasons. Again, you can pause here to see those reasons. The biggest ones I wanted to highlight were lack of family planning, sometimes for religious beliefs. There's a couple other things here that if you want to ask me questions, send me comments, such as children as economic assets and then putting babies in the bank for a high infant mortality rate. Also, you have these reasons over here why there also may be a high death rate overall in the population. We're going to keep this moving. You can see right here on this model, you have high birth, high death, low population. So right here, you see that on the demographic transition model. Stage two is very simple. The death rate is falling. Birth rate remains high, death rate is falling, and you start to see a general rise in population, but it starts to increase faster towards the end of stage two. This can be a lot of different reasons. A lot of times it has to deal with healthcare. You see this a lot of times right now in Bangladesh and Nigeria. And as you can see right here, high birth rate, declining death rate, population is increasing. This is called a population pyramid. You've seen these on your work for the past couple of days. If you see it like this, this shows that the population is rapidly increasing because you have a lot of children being born. It's red from bottom to top. You see you have 0 to 4 right here, and you have 80 plus. This is the age of people right here in the middle. Male on one side, female on the other. Stage three, you start to see the birth rate starting to fall. There can be a lot of different things. The main one I like to highlight is the changing status of women. This is where women are starting to enter the workforce more. This is where also the role of women in the society starts to change. The death rate continues to fall because of increased healthcare, and the population starts to rapidly increase here. This is very typical of China and Brazil right now. And again, you can see the population pyramid. You start to have this bubble on both sides where the lower two categories are no longer the biggest ones. That is very typical of a population that's going through stage three. As you can see, population is continuing to increase, birth rate falls, death rate falls. Stage four, this is where a lot of your developed countries are: United States, Sweden, Japan, Great Britain. The birth rate's low, the death rate is low, and the population starts to become steady, not increase, but become steady. This is where you start to see more of the straight up and down. This is very typical of where you have people starting to live a longer life. Again, you can start to see steady, steady, steady. Stage five is the theoretical stage, and we're not really going to get into this right now. I will tell you if you want more information, send a comment below, and we can talk about it.